Drop it.
What's up, everybody? It's the homie XP, and you see the gameplay in the background: Dragon Ball Xenoverse Random Battles. But that's besides the point. Today, I'm here to tell you guys a story. This is the story of when I got kicked in my dick and my balls, man.
These nuts. Got him!
On the same day, twice. Got kicked in the nuts twice on the same day, like 10 minutes apart from each other. Now I'm just gonna jump into the story and tell you guys what happened. This happened 2013, like 3 years ago, and this happened around April 2013. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, so I do martial arts. There are risks of getting actually hurt, while doing martial arts and stuff like that. And at this particular time, I had became a black belt like 2 to 3 months before this, before I got kicked in the nuts. So I was a new black belt in the school. So that particular day, it was sparring day. So we had to put on the sparring gear, the helmet, the mouthpiece, the chest piece, and everything. And our instructor, he was going pretty hard. He was a complete savage. The best way to describe him was like Ryu from Street Fighter. Just plain old Ryu. Then there's Evil Ryu, just a complete savage, destroys everything. That's the best way to describe our instructor at times. So he was going hard. Pause. And I was getting a little tired, but I wasn't completely tired. But you never know. Sometimes you might get too tired and not be able to continue. So I try to calm down. And like about halfway through the class, he starts pairing people up, but not as teams. He makes both of them run down to the end of the class and run back as fast as they can. And once they come back, they start fighting right away. And you would probably be a little bit tired because you don't have any chance, to catch your breath or anything like that. So a little bit a little bit time goes by. Then I get called up, and I get paired up with a girl. Now, I tend to go easier. I tend to go easy on the girls. And not just that. It's not because I don't like to go hard on girls. Pause. Well, actually, no pause on that. It's not that I don't like to go hard on girls. It's because she was a lower belt. I might put up like a black, not a black belt, but like a belt display. Like of what the belts are and how far I'm from her. Like what a big of a gap there is between me and her. She was an orange belt and I was a black belt. And as you see, it's a pretty big gap between us. So, you know, whenever she would try, to try to fight me, like I would always throw a psychic. And for those of you who don't know what that is, I'm gonna put it on the screen right now. Boom, that's what a psychic is right there. She would try to come into my space and I'll kick her right out. Now I wouldn't kick her too hard. I would only kick her to the point in which it pushes her back and it gets her out of my space. So she was pretty tall too. She was about my height. She was definitely over like 5 feet. She was for me. She was pretty tall. So it wasn't difficult to fight her off. It was pretty okay. So I would always hit her with that psychic, and I guess she got frustrated a little bit, and she just tried to run straight into run straight in, and I guess she thought that I wasn't gonna be able to stop her in time. Right before she came close enough to the point in which I couldn't pick up the leg, I kick her right in the stomach, and I didn't mean to. I only put enough force, to the point in which I stopped her in her tracks. Now that a lot of people could have said, oh, you could have just moved out the way, but I didn't have that much time. I didn't have 10 seconds to think about it. So I just kick her, she falls down, and I guess I knocked the wind out of her. And she gets back up so that we can finish the fight, and I can see it in her eyes. She seemed a little angry. She seemed like a little angry that like why didn't I like kind of stop like stop myself from actually kicking her like that hard, but I didn't actually kick her that hard. It was her momentum plus my kick, so technically it wasn't my fault because I didn't put that much I didn't put that much force into the kick. So she gets back up, to finish the fight, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm gonna win this. I'm good. I'm in the clear. So I actually stopped throwing the kick, because I feel a lot more comfortable. I'm like, I'm gonna win this regardless. And I get ready to throw a different kick. I threw like I can't remember what it was, but I threw something else. And at around that same time, she throws a front kick. So as I'm turning to throw the kick, she throws a front kick as strong as she can, and it just so happens to slip in between my legs and crushes everything in my soul. You know, it was basically like this.
Huh?
Now you understand my pain. It was awful. So, I end up, we end up finishing the fight. I end up winning. I go to the bathroom and everything. I come back and the instructor he tells me, hey, we're not finished. I'm like, all right, that's fine. And he's like, man, you're gonna fight the whole class today. He just like so I just looked at him like, so you're just gonna slip that in like you didn't just say like you just like come on, like, come on, are you really gonna do me like that? So then I just agree with it, like, well, whatever, okay, let's fight, let's do this. The only good thing that came from this was that I got to fight the lower belts first. It was from lowest to highest belt, so I felt okay that I wasn't gonna die immediately. So what happens is that, I fight this yellow belt, and it wasn't that bad at first, but then again, as I'm fighting him, I can't remember it completely because it wasn't as bad as the first one. But I can't remember it clearly, but I just remember that he ended up kicking me in the tip of my dick. I've never had that happen to me ever. That is ridiculous. I've never had that happen to me in my entire life. And like, you, do you guys ever like feel pain and then you just try to play it off like nothing happened because you don't want to cause like you don't want anybody to notice or anything? That's exactly what happened to me. Awful. I just like, what, nothing happened. Let me just finish this. Eventually, I finished the fight. I mean, eventually, I went through everybody, and the only, I actually beat. I only lost to two people. I guess I took a W, but at the same time, I think I took a L. Got kicked in the dick twice in one day. And I'm pretty sure that if I had a brain, it would probably like if my conscience like could talk to me, or if my brain can talk to me, it would probably say something like really close to this.
Wow. I can't believe every single one of them kicked you in the dick.
And I would immediately reply with this.
Drop it.
That's the end of the video, guys. Don't forget, you better not forget, better not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see all you homies in the next video.